Welcome to the Okefenokee Swamp Park. Happy Earth Day. Hope everybody's enjoying their Earth Day. And of course, here at the Okefenokee Swamp Park, every day is Earth Day. This is Albert. He's one of Poco's friends. And we'd like to show you a few of his adaptations because all the animals that live in this swamp ecosystem have some unique adaptations. For example, you'll notice that Albert has 75 to 80 very sharp cone-shaped teeth in his mouth. If he loses a tooth because he bites down on bone or a turtle shell or just the bite pressure of him closing his mouth, if he loses a tooth, that's okay. He'll simply replace them, and alligators can go through 2,000 to 3,000 teeth in a lifetime. They also have a third eyelid or nictating membrane that they can close when they're underwater, and they can see underwater much like we use masks or goggles. They can also draw their eyes into their eye socket to help protect them if they're attacked, because alligators will eat anything they can get in their mouth, including other alligators. Alligators have nasal flaps and palatal flaps that they can close when they're underwater. So when they grab that prey and they go under in that death roll, that they don't drown themselves. You'll notice these little black spots on their jaws. Those are called pressure receptors. And if there's anything moving in the water, the alligator will pick up those vibrations and then get an easy meal. Alligators can live up to 80 to 100 years. Male alligators can get 13 to 15 feet long. The record is 19.2 feet long. You'll notice that on the back are these bony scutes. They're called osteoderms, and they're going to serve a couple of purposes. One, if something bites down on them, they'll be biting down on bone, but they're also act as solar panels when they're basking in the sun. So as the sun warms up the bones, that blood that's circulating through those bones, as it circulates through the body, actually helps warm the whole body up. And we'll pick up from there and see you next time. And thank you so much, and happy Earth Day. Welcome back to the Okefenokee Swamp Park. We've got Albert back again. A lot of people, one of the things that is a great misconception is that reptiles are not good parents. And most reptiles aren't. But female alligators are very good parents. After they breed, what she's going to do is she's going to gather up a bunch of leaf litter, sphagnum moss, and mud, and she's going to make a nest. And that nest might be 6 foot wide, might be 3 foot tall. In the very center, she's going to dig a hole about a foot deep, and she's going to lay 20 to 60 eggs. Probably 35 is a good average. She's going to cover it, and then she is going to guard it. After about 65 days, it's time for them to hatch. They will have a little egg tooth at the end of their nose, and they will use it to break out of their shell. And when they break out, they'll start chirping, and if mom wasn't already close, she's going to come and using her claws and her snout, she will finish digging them out of that nest, and 2 or 3 at a time, she'll actually place them in her mouth, and then she will take them down to the swamp edge, and she will protect them for up to 2 to 3 years. Now, it's the temperature in that nest that's going to determine the sex of the offspring. If the temperature is around 90, they'll be males. If the temperature is around 86, you'll have females. And if it's in between, then you'll have some males and some females. Welcome back. Now, last time we mentioned that the mom alligators are very good parents, and that she took them down to the water's edge 2 or 3 at a time in her mouth. Now, she is there just to protect them. She doesn't have to teach them how to swim. She doesn't have to teach them how to hunt. Those are instinctual or innate behaviors. So she's there to protect them from predators. Because when they hatch, they're only going to be about 6 or 8 inches long. So they're going to be preyed upon very heavily by other alligators, snakes, wading birds, raccoons, otters. So they're going to be preyed upon very heavily. Now, she will protect them for up to 2 to 3 years. Now, Albert is about 6 years old. When they first hatch, you'll notice that they would have yellow stripes. But since Albert is older, he has actually lost his yellow stripes, and he would spend less time at the edge hiding in the reeds and grasses and lily pads and spend more time in the open black water. So losing those stripes allows him to spend more time out in the open water. To get their prey, Albert's just going to lay there very still. And he's going to kind of wait for the prey to come to him, because remember, he has those pressure receptors and it's going to pick up those vibrations in the water. So if there's a turtle or snake swimming towards him, Albert knows prey's coming, but to the prey, it looks like Albert's just a log, and he will stay there and just wait on his prey. Okay, welcome back, and remember we talked about that the mother gator was a very good parent and took the babies in her mouth 2 or 3 at a time to the water's edge, and that she didn't have to teach them how to swim, that was instinctual or innate behavior. Alligators can swim 11 to 20 miles an hour. They're going to use that tail to swim. You'll notice it's flat on each side, and they'll use their back feet kind of as rudders. We also mentioned the pressure receptors. Albert's going to lay in that water very still, and he's going to look like a dead log. So when snakes and turtles and wading birds come around, he's going to pick up those vibrations, and he's going to wait on them and then get an easy meal. Alligators can run 30 to 35 miles an hour over a short distance. They are the top predators or apex predators here in this unique blackwater swamp that he calls home and we call the Okefenokee Swamp Park.